What's up? This is your boy Agree to Disagree. And today, man, your girl Chelsea Handler is at it again. I just don't understand, why is she so hell bent on trying to convince people that being alone is the greatest thing since sliced bread? I mean, if you're happy being single and you don't really need kids, then just go be happy. I don't understand the need to come out with these videos and say all these little crazy things. And you know what, man? I'm just gonna go ahead and play the clip, and I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts on it.
45% of working women ages 25 to 45 by 2030 will be non-married, no kids, single.
I'll tell you what's wrong with that. Nothing. I usually don't do things like this, but when I have to listen to men talk like that, I have no choice but to sedate myself with drugs and alcohol. Lately, I've been loud and proud about my status as a single, unmarried, childless, wild woman. And apparently some men cannot handle that. Every time I go on Instagram, I stumble upon SDE morons like this guy pontificating about how unhappy women like me must be.
If you think that you're going to be 45 years old, no kids, not married, and that you're going to genuinely be fulfilled in life because you made money, best of luck to you, honey.
Right.
No, best of luck to you, honey. I'm sorry, but if the child-free joyride I'm on triggers you, here's a hint. If you need daily alpha content to remind you to be alpha, you might not be an alpha. Take it from an alpha. And the truth is, studies show that single women live longer and are happier. You want to know why? Because they wake up every day and they don't have to listen to dipshits like you. Anyway, I have to go because my single, unmarried is about to perform at my sold-out comedy show. I'd invite you, but there are no tickets left. Bye.
It's funny that she says Adam is triggered, but she's the one who seems a little triggered here. And I don't know where she gets this stat that unmarried women live longer than married women. I've never heard that. I'm pretty sure that's not true. So let's do a little bit of research and let's see what we can find. Okay, so according to the National Institute of Health, between 65 and 85 years, married men and women had a longer total life expectancy than unmarried men and women. For example, at 65 years, total life expectancy for married men was 18.6 years, 2.2 years longer than unmarried men. Similarly, at 65 years, total life expectancy for married women was 21.1 years, 1.1 years longer than unmarried women. In subgroups of unmarried persons, never married persons had the shortest total life expectancy among men, and never married, divorced, and widowed persons had a similar and shorter total life expectancy among women. So there you have it, man. I'll go ahead and I'll put a link in the description below so you guys can look through that research if you like. But it's funny, I keep hearing how women are so much more educated than men, but somehow she must have missed the class where you can't use a commercial website as a reliable source of information. It's like single childless women are happier than married women, written by single childless woman. The more she tries to convince us that she's happy being single, the more I don't believe it. Happy people don't go around trying to convince everyone how happy they are. They're just happy. If you can't secure a good man, just say that. As I said in my last video about Chelsea Handler, being single is a much better option than being in a bad relationship. But being single is not better than being in a good relationship. Hell, even Oprah had Stedman. I mean, they may have not gotten married, but they've been together for 30 plus years. So they pretty much were married, but they just didn't sign the papers. So if you want to argue that marriage isn't the key to fulfillment, that's fine. But what does lead to fulfillment is long-term healthy relationships. It is what's best for men. It is what's best for women. It is what's best for society. And every statistic will back that up. You can have all your accolades and you can have all your money, but none of that means shit if you don't have someone to share it with. You want to see what strong and independent gets you? Come, let's check out a couple of clips. Let's see what that leads you.
I am really struggling with something and I want to talk about it. But before I do, I need people, if you are a parent who was like touched out by your children, I do not want to see you in the comments. If you are someone with any kind of neurodivergency and it manifests or shows up as you not liking touch or people touching you, I do not want to see you in the comments. Okay? But I feel like I'm dying from like touch starvation, y'all. I don't get hugs. I don't know. I feel like if I were to get the kind of hug that I fucking really want, I would crumble into pieces.
It's terrible.
I don't. How do you deal with that? I really like need to be like touched, and I know someone's gonna say like, okay, go to the salon and get your hair done, or get a massage, or get your nails done, right? So someone can hold your hand. None of those people love me.
Yeah, see, she's not saying that she can't or she's unable to get someone to touch her or give her a hug. What she's looking for is intimacy. That is what she's looking for. And that's something that we all need as human beings. You want to know who would give her this intimacy? You want to know who would give her the hug that she needs? A husband. A husband would give her the intimacy that she's looking for, to give her the long hugs that she needs, will give her that shoulder to cry on. Nah, girl, you fine. You strong. You independent. You don't need no man. You can boost her confidence up all you want to, but at the end of the day, she is still lacking what she is looking for. And that's someone to share her life with, someone to hold her, someone to care for her, someone to give her the intimacy that she is looking for.
None of those people, none of those services love me. Right? But I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling with like, I don't get hugs. That shit is, it could be like maybe a hello, whatever, maybe. But it's not enough. I don't know how how am I gonna go the rest of my life like this? I think that's really hard. I'm just really struggling. I'm really struggling. Like I spent like last night just going like this. Like 20 minutes. I'm just, if anyone else is struggling, what are you doing?
Let me tell you, loneliness, that's a hard demon to kill. Us as human beings, we're not meant to go through this world alone. There's a reason why solitary confinement was a punishment. We need human interaction and not just shallow interactions where you just say, hey, how's it going? We need real, intimate, meaningful connections with people. And I feel sorry for this young lady, but it's this feminist mindset that's hurting our women. They think they're helping by saying, you need to be strong and independent and you don't need a man. But clearly, it's hurting the women of this generation. It's okay to say you need someone. We all do. And I have to say this. I'm not saying she should just go and get some bum off the street just because she's lonely. That's not what I'm saying at all. I definitely think that she should have her standards and make sure that she picks the right type of man. But she may need to change her view on dating. She may need to do things that'll make herself appear more approachable. She may need to make herself more available to the right type of man. And another thing is she may have to start looking for guys who are outside of what she typically goes for. And I don't want to hear this bull crap about how there's no good men out there. There are plenty of good men, guys who would be happy and would feel lucky to be with a woman like this. And they would be willing to treat her the way she deserves to be treated. He may not be tall, he may not be rich, he may not be swagged out, but he could be the guy that gives her the intimacy that she is looking for. Let's see what else we got.
Because let me tell you something. You don't.
Go tell
You
him.
can have your own. We have our own. I am
Sure do.
self-sufficient.
Let him know you got your
I
own
don't
what?
need a man. I don't need a man. But guess what? I want you, and that's the difference.
What's one of those things that you really enjoyed learning about him that was like really different?
The thing that's different about him is that it's not about him being better. He's still a man.
Yeah.
But it's the loyalty that I like.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's like I can leave,
Oh.
and he's there for me.
And he
I
he's like,
have one
"Sweetie,
friend,
honey."
I was talking to her, and she's like, you know, I don't need no man, and I
know
have
who
my
you're talking
friends,
about
and-
immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't need a man.
And I was like, girl.
You can't make
don't-
this shit
and
up.
This is why I'm so emotional about it, because so many of our sisters are so lonely.
Yeah.
And they don't want to admit it. And all they got to do is just take a chance. So I don't want you to live your life without finding someone. Like when I go out on the road and I come back, it's so nice to have somebody to say, hey, or a lot of the things that you see, how we're divided, how we're mean, is because we don't have the love that we need. And you need to go out and find it. That one person.
Yeah, there's a
that
lot of
makes
that
you
is.
feel good.
Yes.
That one person that you can turn to when you have a bad day. And you don't have to turn to your girlfriends or your mama or somebody. You turn to that one person, he understands and looks in your eye. That's the one you keep, and I don't care what color he is.
Bruh, can you believe this, bruh? You got the same women out here preaching that strong and independent bull crap, out here crying in the audience, just hearing this woman's testimony. Shout out to Abba and Preach for the clip. But listen, y'all can keep on with this I don't need a man bull crap. But then I see videos and clips of women bawling their eyes out because they can't, they want to be strong and independent, but they can't handle the solitude that comes along with that. Listen, I've seen plenty of women cry because they don't have that special someone in their life. And then I also see women cry tears of joy when they find that special someone in their life. But what I have never seen is someone cry tears of joy because they can stay by themselves in their house. It's never happened. People choose that path because it is the path of least resistance. It doesn't take any work to be single and alone. Nothing great will ever come from taking the path of least resistance. And here's the truth. In order to have a strong and healthy relationship, it's going to take compromise and effort. But then you have the Lori Harveys of the world telling women, never compromise. And as soon as things get tough, move on to the next man. Any successful married couple will tell you that you will not get a long, sustaining relationship without compromise. It's easy to stick it out when things are going well, but the true test of the relationship is when things go bad. And if you don't learn how to work through those issues, if you don't learn how to compromise, you'll never see how that relationship can blossom. Listen, I don't want to rehash all the points from my last video I did on Chelsea Handler. If you want to never get married, never have kids, fine. That's fine. That's not the problem here. The problem is that she's promoting the single childless life as if it's something to aspire to. Before, if you ended up single and childless, that was something that just happened. for whatever reason, you didn't meet the right person, you had fertility issues, etc. But it was never a life to aim for. And you can try to argue like, oh, she's not promoting being single and childless, but this is the third video that I've seen from her. There could be more about her talking about how being single and childless is so much better than being married and having a family. And when she says things like unmarried women are happier than married women, to me that sounds like misery loves company. It's easy for you guys to pick the worst relationships in the world and compare it to being single. And of course, you would rather be single than be in a toxic relationship. But if you compare some of the best healthy relationships in the world to being single, no one would pick being single. Look, I'm sure it's great not to have to worry about someone else when you're making your life decisions. But on the flip side of that, no one is worrying about your ass either. No one is there waiting for you to get home. No one is there to take care of you if you get sick. No one is there for you whether you're at your highest moment or your lowest moment. When you look back on your life, you're not going to be thinking about the great business report you gave at your job, or you're not going to think about the expensive car that you purchased. You're going to be thinking about your child taking their first steps. You're going to think about how happy you were on your wedding day. You're going to think about all the long, meaningful relationships that you had in your life. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm tripping. You guys can tell me what's more important. Is it being single and focusing on your career, or is family more important? You guys let me know, your thoughts on the subject, and you can tell me what points you agree with, what points you disagree with. Leave it in the comment section below. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button. And if you got anything out of this video, go ahead and hit that like button. This is Agree to Disagree. I'm out.